Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing on this dreary day? I am Makeupwcourts, otherwise known as Kourtney. So in today's video I'm doing a full face of Nip and Fab. Let's crack right in. So to start off, the Nip and Fab primer. This is their priming water, as you can see, and the applicator, I have used this a few times, is like a fire hose. I'm going to take my Morphe sponge. So I'm going to close my eyes because I don't want it in my eyes. It is literally just like water. And I'm going to do my forehead now. It's quite refreshing. If it's a really hot day, you could probably just use this as a fine misting spray to cool you down. It has quite a nice scent to it as well, I think. So as you can see, it's really given a shine to my skin. To be honest, I don't normally use as a primer. I use it for my UV eyeliner. I take the lid and I spray this in, and then that wets my brush, and in between the strokes I will clean my brush off in it. So as a primer, this won't be one that I'll be grabbing for all the time. This will probably just be going back to helping my UV eyeliner. The Nip and Fab foundation in the shade 10. The applicator for this, you just squirt it out. It's a bit like a squirty ketchup bottle. I don't really like that. If you squish this by accident in your makeup bag or on the go, it's going to squirt everywhere, unfortunately. And I haven't used this foundation in quite a while, to be honest. And if I remember correctly, I don't think one pump covers the face. Maybe I've got a big face, that's why it doesn't. Nip and Fab concealer in the shade 03. Put this under my eye. It doesn't look like it's gonna, I think this is probably the wrong shade for me. It's quite hard with looking for concealer and foundation online, I find, because it's hard to get your right shade. That's the under eye done, so I'm just going to set the under eye before I move on. So I couldn't find a Nip and Fab setting powder, so I'm just going to take another drugstore setting powder, which is the e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder in the shade translucent. Put this underneath. That's taken away a lot of the shine now from under my eye, which is great. I'm really sorry if the light keeps going funny. My chin, my nose, and my forehead. Oh my god, I think I put a little bit too much on my forehead. Just pat that in, which I know it's a full face of Nip and Fab, but some of the products which I couldn't find on there are going to have to be substituted. So far, I quite like that base actually. The shine has really gone. When putting the foundation on, I was a bit worried that I was going to be shining forever because of that primer. So another item now that I'm going to have to use, because I couldn't find any eyebrows, is the Morphe Arch Brow Kit. So now it's time to move on to the eyes. I couldn't find a primer for my eyes, so I don't think Nip and Fab do a primer for their eyes. So I'm just going to take some more concealer and I'm just going to... I must say, Nip and Fab have quite a few different eyeshadow palettes. So when I bought my Nip and Fab palette, I was a little bit spoilt for choice. I've got 3 palettes to use. So I've got the Fash Hun palette. Those are the shades in the back. Sorry, the light keeps going for me. Those are the shades in the back. I've got the just as the eyeshadow palette in the more sort of neutral shades. And then I've got Boy Bye. One thing I did find with these palettes, the shades on the back look very different to the shades inside. I was thinking about giving the Fash Hun palette a go. Again, with this palette, the colours on the back look quite brighter than they actually are. But I'm going to use, for my transition, I'm going to give this eyeshadow palette a go. Put a bit of this shade here into my crease. Starting off light and deepening it. Nip and Fab do some really good skincare. Move over to my Fash Hun palette. Dip into this brown down here. To, again, deepen up that crease. So I have brought this out the edge a little bit. Again, here on the camera, just doesn't seem to blend that well. So I'm just going to take a clean brush. There's not really many brushes I can use. I'm just going to use this one. And this isn't for eyeshadow. I am now going to dip into this burgundy red. I'm going to take it on the packing brush and put this in the outer corner of my eye. Blendability, these brushes, this palette seems is okay. The pigment on this shade is lacking. I've literally packed those colours into my outer corner and nothing seems to be working. It just seems a little bit bland. I'm going to put this a bit into my crease as well, and then I'll blend that out in a minute. Sorry for any outside sound you hear. I've got the window open because I was feeling a bit warm and it's pick-up time at the school opposite me. So I've blended that colour into my crease. So I'm going to take that gold shimmer onto my finger. Ooh. That's quite nice actually. I must say that is the best colour so far. I do like that shimmer. That is quite a beautiful shimmer actually. If you can see. As you can see under my eye as well, I'm starting to get quite a few fine lines from the foundation and the concealer. These colours in my crease, they just seem a bit ugh, to be honest. But you blend it out like so, and it just looks like, I don't know how to describe it. It looks a bit patchy. It looks a bit like there's some bits missing. And it's not really a shade other than this pink matte that I could put, or I could put this black in my waterline. Angled brush from my waterline. I am going to go with the black and just put that underneath. And I'm going to take this brush here and I'm just going to try and do a bit of some eyeshadow eyeliner above. I'm just going to take a small brush and I'm going to take the shade, I'm going to add a little bit more colour to this. So this shade next to the black called, let's have a look, see what that's called. Flirt. There we go, so I've smoked out that under eye. I'm going to take the L'Oréal Lash Paradise to do my eyes, and again another drugstore brand. Move on to bronzer. I'm going to take the Nip and Fab bronzer palette. I'm going to dip. It's quite hard because a lot of these are shimmered. These two down here probably would be highlighters, I would think. So the lightest shade here is, oh my, that's a lot of fallout right there. It's called Buff, I think it is, and just tap that. But that is a lot of fallout. And just what I don't like about this bronzer straight out the gate is that when you put it on, it sort of all collects in one area, and then you're sort of left without any then. That, you know, you've got to really blend that out. Look, it's not good. I'm not rating that. I'm not rating that at all. On this side now, because I've changed the brush, you can't really see it at all. Oh, it's patchy. It's plump into one area. That's not my cup of tea. I'm not impressed by this. Let me tell you, I won't be grabbing this one again. Here is, do you know what, that's the best I feel I'm going to get with that. As you can already see as well, around this area, I feel a little bit oily. But that bronzer just isn't for me. It's probably really good, but for me, I don't rate that at all. So now we're coming along to the end. So I've got two blush palettes. This is Basic Beach and Girl Gam. I think this Basic Beach, trying to say that properly, on the back they look more orangey, but in the pans they don't look as orangey. And then I've got Girl Gam. These are probably more my colour. Got some nice pinks in there for me blush. And I think I'm going to take the middle shade here in the Girl Gam palette, and that is called She Loves Control. So that one is so much better already. It's not got half as much fallout as the bronzer did. On the camera it looks like I've got loads on, but in reality it doesn't. There's not that much at all. I'm quite happy with that. That's not a bad palette. I've got one highlighter palette in Better Werk. I don't know. So I'm going to take the shade Diamond Dust, I believe. I'm just... Hello, are you in there? Because I can hardly see you if you are. try a different shade. So I'm going to take the middle shade this time, see if I can get... Ah, there we go. Those two shades on... Oh, yeah. I see you, girl. Those shades together work really well. Oh, that's... I'm probably like blinding like a diamond now. Probably not what I was intending to do. Oh, I'm happy with that now. That middle shade is perfect. Oh, yeah. I probably got way too much on now, but this girl don't care. There we go. For my lips, I used a more higher end as I couldn't find any drugstore lipstick or liquid lip. So I'm using the Kylie Jenner liquid lip with the Kourtney Kardashian collection. So my last bit is using the Oil Control Fixing Mist just to set my face. Just a side warning, this spray is broken, so let me just give it a spritz and show you. Done. I'm quite happy. There are some things that I weren't so keen on. So let's discuss some final thoughts. So the Nib and Fab Neutrals palette, I'm going to call this because I'm not really sure what it's called. I haven't given this a fair chance yet. This would be great for just a small glam if you don't want any sparkles or shines. Moving on, better work, if that's how you pronounce it. The Diamond Dust weren't really my thing. However, Glow Girl literally did give me a Glow Girl. I quite like that one. I think that was really good. So this, definitely will be keeping on to this. Beach Girl and Girl Gan. I did like the blushiness. The blushes are so nice in this one. I will be giving this another go. I think this is really beautiful. The Basic Beach, didn't try as you saw because these shades are just really not for me. So they will most likely be giving that to a friend. Fash Hun, first of all let's start with that one. I think this, the only shade I really liked from trying this was the Icon. LBD just seemed a little bit patchy in some places. What else did I use? I used Stiletto. After I built a lot of colour into it, I did think it looked quite nice. The shimmer shade Icon I really did like. Bye Boy, didn't use this as you saw. This is more for a sort of neutral look. Like I said, the colours on the back don't seem to match up with the colours in the palette, but once you get playing with them, they are quite nice. The Oil Control Fixing Mist, you probably saw in my first video, I do use this quite regularly. I'm about halfway through. I do like this one. It smells nice. I think it controls my oil. My natural oil's coming out, so I will be, this will be my grab setting spray. Primer. Use it as a primer? No. Use it for activating my UV highlighters? Yes, that is exactly what I will be doing it for, but I will not be using that on my face anymore. Concealer, that was quite nice. I did like the concealer. I would use that again. Foundation, yes, I did like the foundation. I will definitely use that again. One thing that I'm probably not going to use again is the bronzer palette. When hitting the pan on that, it just come out everywhere. The shade was a little bit patchy. You really had to blend that out to get an alright look. So that's the end of this video. If you did like it, please give it a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get a notification on my next upload. All the products that I've used today in this video, the ones that I have not been so impressed with, that's just my opinion. They probably will work really nicely for yourselves, but I'm not knocking any brands. I think Nib and Fab are brilliant at what they do. Thanks guys for watching, and take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!